I'm Janelli, also known as Miss Be Helpful, coming at you via Turbo Blog. And this post below is all about 3 mistakes that you probably are making with your student loans, and you might not even know it. So we're gonna go through each of the 3 examples of the possible mistakes you might be making and what you can do to not make these mistakes. So the first one is actually probably the biggest one across the board. And this is not knowing any of the details regarding your student loans. You could literally walk down the street and tap somebody on the shoulder and ask them, hey, do you have student loan debt? Chances are that person is probably gonna say yes. But then if you follow up with a question like, do you know what your interest rate is on your student loan? Chances are the answer is probably gonna be no. Most people have student loan debt, but they don't know the details. They don't know exactly the amount of money that they owe to the dollar. They don't know exactly which interest rate their loan is growing or their debt is growing at. They might not necessarily know the specific loan that they have or what the specific type of loan that they have. If it's subsidized or if it's unsubsidized, if it's a private loan, if it's a federal loan, if it's a Parent Plus loan. A lot of times people have no clue. They just make their payments and they don't look into these details. And that's the biggest mistake that you can make, because being aware is the first step for you to understand your student loans and for you to be able to make the best decision about how to get rid of the debt as fast as you can. So how to avoid this mistake? Log into your student loan portal. Hello, it's the 21st century. You can do this on your phone. You can do this on your laptop or your tablet. Look into your student loan account details and find out how much exactly do you owe? What specific term are you on? Is it a 20-year term or 10-year repayment term? What's the interest rate on your loan? These details are available in your student loan portal, so you just need to make sure you log in and get that information. If you log in and you can't find those details, then pick up the phone and call your student loan servicer and ask them for this information. There should be no reason why they aren't able to provide you this information. You probably just have to verify your identity, and then you ask them those questions and they'll be able to answer them. The second mistake that people make, and this is often a very popular one too, is to just send the minimum payment without exploring any other options for payment. And I know that it's very tempting to just send the minimum payment because it means that more of your dollars that you earn each month will be in your pocket, and you can use it for whatever you want on your budget. You can use it for shopping, you can use it for eating out, you can use it for a vacation, you can use it for whatever you want. But the reality is that the lower your student loan payment is each month, the longer you'll be in debt to your student loans. It's a simple math formula. The lower your payment is, that means that the longer the years that you'll be in debt. And so you have to make sure that you're making as aggressive as possible payments towards your student loans. And that might mean ignoring the minimum payment that comes in your bill each month and actually paying way more than that, and paying as much as you can afford, to be honest, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get out of student loan debt as fast as you possibly can. The third and final mistake that a lot of people make is just assuming that if they go into public service, that they are going to have their student loans forgiven. And this is actually a big misconception. Most people just assume that because they're a teacher or because they're doing some nonprofit work for 10 years, that is enough to qualify them for student loan forgiveness. And that's a big, huge mistake. You do not want to assume that you're automatically going to get it. Actually, you want to make sure that you're qualified, which means that you have to actually enroll in the federal student loan forgiveness program. You have to fill out a document every single year, and you have to have it signed by you and your employer to verify that every single year you're still working in a position that counts towards student loan forgiveness. So this is something that you definitely don't want to sleep on. That there's been so many articles recently about how 90% or more, 99% of people who think that they qualify for the program and do all the steps and think that they're going to get their loans forgiven end up not getting their loans forgiven. And that is really scary. So you want to make sure that you are not part of that pool, and that you're calling every 6 months to make sure that you're doing everything you need to do to actually be a qualified candidate to get your student loans forgiven when the time comes. And so there's definitely more details below in the post about all 3 of these mistakes, things that will help you figure out if you're making this mistake and what you can do to make sure you're not making the mistake, or how to fix it if you are. So definitely read that post below. And that's all I have for you guys. So till next time, peace.